Welcome to another fantastic episode, a
That's it.
very interesting, edge of your seat, and entertaining episode of the First Time Homebuyers Podcast. I am one of your two co hosts, Tom Sommers with Coldwell Banker. I am in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, and my co host, Eric McKenna with Remax, who is in the Pittsburgh area. How are you, Eric?
Doing wonderful. Great to be here today.
All right, good. Well, we are both ready to talk about our favorite subjects, us. So stick with us because I think that there'll actually be some value here for you listeners that actually hold on with us. So
Very well.
today we want to talk, and many of you already know that we're doing a continuing series on buying a home and all of the steps. So today we're going to talk about choosing a realtor,
Mhm.
choosing a loan officer, and then a little bit about title. So, Eric, do you want to start us off and tell us a little bit about your philosophy or why you feel what we do is actually important and has value?
Sure, sure. As Tommy knows, my philosophy is such that a great realtor is not a salesperson. I know you hear things like real estate salesperson, realtor, and salesperson together. I view what I do more as a partner with my clients. We go on a journey together, and that journey is from the moment we meet all the way to when we close and the keys are exchanged. And then many, many years after that, as we maintain a relationship where I can still be of value to you, your family, and so forth. And I just feel that you're ultimately, as a buyer, going to choose the house that you want. It's my job to help you make educated decisions along the way, protect your interests, always be had that wonderful fiduciary relationship where I am there for you all along the way. And I think when you, as a buyer, believe that you're in a partnership with somebody and they're there for you, the relationship is so much stronger than if you just feel like you're being sold something. If that makes any sense. I just don't view what we do as being a salesman type of process. I really believe in the partnership with my buyers.
Well, yeah, and you're not just in it for the paycheck.
No,
And
no.
that's a big piece of it. Now, a lot of people will say that, and some it's true, some it's not. So I'm going to take it one step further and say to all of you listening that you have the choice to pick whomever you want to work with. So I look at it like hiring an attorney.
Hmm.
We all work for you for free. So if everyone as a buyer's agent works for you for free because we get paid by the seller, then why wouldn't you choose the very best real estate agent that you can to take care of you? This is
Great
the
point.
biggest financial purchase for most of you that you'll ever make in your entire life. Why give it to somebody or entrust someone who is a part-time realtor or can't negotiate their way out of a paper bag? Our
Or what we could.
value isn't showing you homes. Our value is all of the other stuff. 90% of the stuff we do is not showing you homes. It's making sure the contract is correct, that your contingencies are met, helping you with title, helping you with mortgage, helping you with your inspectors, all of the things that you're going to need to get you to the finishing line. There's the value. Plus, we're always, like Eric said, we're available and we build relationships with our clients. We answer our phones and we're there to help you. We don't just take this purchase agreement once it's signed, throw it in and go, okay, well, I'm done now. And I move on and I completely forget you're even my client. And if you
Right,
think that that sounds ridiculous, trust me, it's not. There are agents who literally, the minute that you have that paperwork signed, they are already on to the next deal. Do
right.
you want that kind of a relationship? If you do, then absolutely go for it. There are plenty of people, but there's also a lot of wonderful agents that work really, really hard that care about your goals and care about you as people as we get to know you to get you to where you want to be.
Hmm. No, I think that's great, and that encapsulates so much of the story. I mean, you hit on everything. To me, I like to tell my clients this one phrase, and that is that there really is only one goal here, and that's yours. And we move toward that goal. And Tommy will definitely agree with this. I am sure that what our personal goals are as realtors and everything that we do behind the scenes is irrelevant. It all starts and ends with a client. Client service is imperative. It just must be, it must be top
Yep.
notch, and that's, I think, both of us are just so dedicated to our clients, and that's not universally found in the market. It'd be nice if it was, but it's not. So being that we're paid by the seller and we're working for you at no charge, really put some time in and find an outstanding realtor that's, you're going to get your money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I can save you. We were just talking about before we started recording, um, having a sewer line scoped and
Hmm.
inspected, and we were talking about that, the importance of that, and we'll talk about that down the road. But the
Sure.
point is just knowing what that even is to
Right.
give you the option. So if you're looking at a house that was built before 1950 and they were using the clay for the piping that goes from the house out to the street, it's
Hmm.
probably a really good idea that when you're having a home inspection while you're under your contingency, to have that line scoped and cleaned out to make sure that you don't have a collapsing line, which could cost tens of thousands of dollars. I can tell you right now, to this point, I've saved over 60 grand for clients with that
Oh, no
one
question.
issue.
No question about it. And that's just one of many, many that we'll get into more specifics as the podcast continues to evolve.
Right.
But again, being there with you and helping you understand some of the verbiage in the contracts and what
Hmm.
inspections are, what a radon test is, just multitudes of things. And every step of the way, you have an advocate, and your
Right.
realtor should be your strongest advocate of maybe any personal service you ever hire outside of your position. I
Yeah.
mean, we are your advocate in this process. I call it a journey. I feel like I'm on a journey with my clients to closing. It's a journey to close, and then it's beyond.
Yep.
So yeah, I just think the little bit of extra time, as Tommy mentioned, that you take to choose the right realtor could be the best extra 15 minutes you ever spend.
Absolutely, because you'll win.
Yeah,
You
there's
will
no
be
question.
better informed, which is what this podcast is about. And yes,
That's
we're shilling for it right now by having this episode. But
what we do.
overall, we truly, I mean, even if you're in Georgia right now, you can still take advantage of this podcast by listening to what we're saying. We want you to be a better informed consumer. We really,
Sure,
truly do. If we can help
sure.
you, absolutely give us a call. But it's just too darn important to just pick the first person that you meet in an open house. That person might be a wonderful, full-time, dedicated real estate agent, or it could be someone that's a part-timer working at Walmart. I don't know. But you need
Sure.
to ask those questions, and you shouldn't feel embarrassed because this is your money. This
That's
is
right.
your investment.
Yep, that's
So
right.
let's move on and let's talk about mortgages.
Hmm.
In this crazy world we live in, and in the type of market that I'm experiencing in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, and I think Eric is as well in Pittsburgh,
Hmm.
um, you don't have time
No.
to wait. If you see a new house come up online, especially under 300 grand, you got to get there day one. Now, it may not be the right house for you, so you can make the decision not to purchase it, and that's all fine and well, but you got to get in there. And the goal is to get you in so you can make the decision it doesn't work for you. I've seen too many people lose out on houses because they have not been pre-approved.
Correct.
It is an essential part of this whole pile of stuff that needs to be done. If you have a pre-approval letter, while I'm writing up an offer for you, I can contact your loan officer, say, hey, it's 123 Main Street, this is the offer, this is what we need, and boom, they will send us a pre-approval letter. Don't be stupid. Don't let someone else take the home away from you for a lower price because they were organized and had all of their stuff together and presented the offer the right way.
No question about it. And I'll carry it a step further. You have a lot of options in the mortgage market today. I mean, we're inundated with telemarketers, unfortunately. We're inundated with commercials on radio, on the web, on television. There seems like there's new, what I consider to be fly by night marketing scams all over the place for mortgages.
Yep.
Sometimes you're calling an 800 number for a holding company that's not even writing mortgages. We don't know if you're calling, Bangladesh or whatever. Where I'm headed with this, folks, is Tommy and I both agree it's imperative to find a great mortgage rep, someone you actually can look in the eye. And that's why both of us prefer to work with someone local and someone that we have vetted out over time as a very good source to put your mortgage to put your mortgage in. Now, granted, it is about rates and it is about fees and so forth, but a great local mortgage rep is so in tune with the market that they're successful for a reason because they have competitive rates and the fees are low and they're going to take care of the client. Um,
Totally. Well,
that
and I agree. Eric hit it the nail on the head. It is the most important thing you can do is pick a local. Don't pick an out of state, and don't pick 1-800 number, because not only will you get the service when it's face to face and they're local, but that's another thing that can make you lose out on an offer. Because if I have three offers in front of me and I have Wells Fargo, I have I don't Summit Mortgage here in town,
Mhm.
and then the third one is XYZ that I've never heard of before from Alabama.
Right.
I'm going to say to my sellers, look, there's three comparable offers, but this one is of more concern with me because they don't have a local person to talk to.
Oh, absolutely.
And again, it's the devil's in the details, the
Mhm.
small details like this. And we have established relationships for a reason. So when I send someone to my mortgage person, I get nothing in return. I don't
Right.
get money, nothing. I send
Correct.
them to someone whom I trust. Now, if that's someone that you don't want to use because you've got someone that's established, great. But make sure it's someone local because it's going to save you so much time and headache and cost.
And if, as you head toward closing, if there's a bump in the way, an underwriting bump or something, much easier to deal with it on a local basis than trying to get people to work in different states via 800 numbers.
Yep, which is why, like so often, we end up having problems with short sales or foreclosures when the banks are out of town and everything is in New York.
Absolutely.
So the third piece we want to discuss real quickly here is title and what it is. A title company is someone who closes the deal for you, essentially. They are the ones who order all of the title work on the home to make sure that the home is free and clear and can
Mhm.
be purchased without any title encumbrances. They also draft all of the paperwork and do all the closing documentation for you.
Yep.
Don't save $50 and go with the cheaper guy. Go with the one who is local, that is established, that
Mhm.
has all types of wonderful programs, including gap coverage on your title insurance, that is not going to cost you any money. There is a difference. Yes, the fees could be different, but at the end of the day, do you really care about $50 or $100 if you end up losing 80 grand because there's a title problem?
Absolutely right. I now carry that step further. Put your trust in your realtor. Tommy and I have both vetted out multiple companies
Yeah,
over the years we've been realtors, and I've settled on one that I like to refer out. Again, it's a referral. You ultimately, as the client, will choose. But I strongly refer them, not because there's any financial remuneration coming
nope.
to us in any way. It's the ease, it's the fee structure, and I know they're going to do a great job. And when that closing's done, it's done.
Right. It's a whole team effort. So, from my perspective, helping you with the loan officer and helping you with the title people makes my life easier because I know that these people will go to bat for you, the client, and I know that if there's a problem, they will help me solve it. The
Amen.
nice thing about the title companies that have their act together is they'll look at the purchase agreement as soon as I send it in, even if it's 60, 90 days off. They, at least they're aware of it. They say, Tom, I've got it. And they'll do a scan through and say, okay, there's three issues here that we're going to need to deal with. So I can start working on that. I've
Right.
had more situations than I can count where I'm the listing agent and the buyer's using some crappy title company and they don't look at the file till 2 days before closing. Well, good luck. You're not closing on time if they find a problem then.
Oh,
These have to be addressed 60, 30 days out so we can solve those problems. So
ab-
this is a group effort, people.
absolutely right. I
Um,
echo sentiments.
anything else you want to say?
No, just on the I've settled on one closing company here in Pittsburgh because of the outstanding job they do for my clients. Their fees are very reasonable. They request all of the executed contract and all the documentation very early in the process.
Yep.
They try to have everything right, just right, and a clear to close often a week or two ahead of time, which is just the confirmation that you're ready to close. And everything's done ahead of time. There isn't the last minute rush. And Tommy will tell you, it's no fun not knowing the night before whether you're closing or not.
No, that's an awful feeling and nobody wins. And, you
Right.
know, it's one of those things that if everything is done correctly, your closing shouldn't take more than an hour and you're out of there and completely finished.
Absolutely
I
right.
don't, we don't want you sitting around for 4 hours waiting for the wire or all of a sudden there's a last minute title issue that they need to figure out. So
Correct.
a word to the wise, you have the choices and the options to make these decisions. Please use the choices that you have and
Yep.
make decisions that will best suit you.
Yeah, we join a team, and that's what I
Yeah.
say. It's me, it's my preferred lender, it's my preferred closing company. They're preferred because they have just done a tremendous job for my clients, and they're vetted.
Hmm.
We've done the long work of finding you the right people. Put your trust in your realtor.
Great way to end this. So, next week we're going to be talking about how to search for a home. Sounds stupid, but there's actually some really good nuggets in there that will help make your life easier because a lot of people end up chasing their tails.
Yes, they
So,
do.
thank you for tuning in, and we will see you guys again next week.
Great. See y'all.
Bye.